2 points in the Chinese Grand Prix are not exactly what Ferrari wants in a race. So a disappointing Grand Prix in Shanghai. What is your analysis after having analyzed the outcome of the race?
For sure, disappointing is the right word. We knew that the performance was not really good, but we could have gained much more points. Because if you think that, for example, for Fernando, we were just behind Hamilton at the last stop, and Hamilton scored the podium, and we were 9th. That shows that, unfortunately, we were not able to pass, as it was expected, cars with a different strategy in a situation where normally we should have done. And that's the reason why, in this condition, one of the main problems of our car was pretty clear, that is the speed, and we have paid a lot for that. And I would say that, on the other hand, the fact to start in the midfield made this race very difficult, because the performance of the car was much better in terms of complete, as I said, performance, but we were not able to, because in the traffic you destroy the tires, and you are not able to attack because of this speed difference. So this is the reason why, as we were saying before, is a disappointing race for us.
Felipe finished 13th, once again out of the points. How do you evaluate his performance in Shanghai?
I think that, of course, looking at the points, we shouldn't be happy as a team, but if you look at his on race, I think that we saw back again Felipe was competitive, because he was lapping on the same, more or less, lap time of his competitors and his teammate. For sure, also he was affected by the strategy, in terms of the fact that some other teams that were expected to be slower, with a different stopping in the lap of the race, were able to make the tire surviving. But in terms of his pure performance, I would say that I was happy to see Felipe back again at these levels.
Traction and top speed are usually key factors in Sakir. Isn't it worrying looking at our actual performance?
For sure. I mean, we knew that China and Bahrain, with the problems that we have with the car, are the worst track in this moment. What I can say is that we really hope that we will be able to manage and to achieve more points than what we scored today, because that's still the objective of the Bahrain race.
Sakir will mark the end of the first cycle of races, and you were not expecting, considering all the problems we have in testing, to be third in the championship with Fernando, just 8 points behind the leader. What does it mean looking at the whole season?
I think that is a starting point. This season, I think that I never saw so many competitive cars close together. Means that you need to stay there up to the end. The fact that with this, the problem we have with this car, Fernando is only 8 points to the leader, means that we need to make sure that we maximize at home with our engineers the fact that we need to bring updates on the car as soon as possible. And this is really the thing that will make the difference at the end of the season. And as I said before, this championship will be, I would say, the most complex one if I see backwards, because you need to stay there and to make sure that you maximize race by race the points that you may achieve.
One of the very few positive notes in Shanghai was the performance in the pit stops. How do you see the level of competitiveness between the different crews in this first part of the season?
I think that also there the level of competitiveness is very high. We saw since a couple of years. I'm happy, but because at least in that area we have improved the situation on the technology side for sure, but also from the human point of view in terms of preparation of the guys. But we know that we need to keep that standard very high, because you may happen that in the next race we'll have a problem, then once again suddenly we'll be back in the storm also in this area. So the only thing is to stay focused and concentrate also in this preparation.
There was a lot of talks about the situation, the political situation in Bahrain. Now we go there, we race there. What is the position of Scuderia Ferrari about that?
I think that, as we always said, sport, Formula One is a moment where people really can see a positive message, where you fight between the teams, but there is a lot of respect between the teams that are fighting. And this is the message that we want to bring in Bahrain. There are the automotive club of Bahrain that has to guarantee that everything is fine, and the FIA has guaranteed that. So we, as a participant of the team, we are looking forward to be there, and as I said, to pass this positive message to all the Bahrainis.